Back on TYT Sports, Francis, there's tragedy in Houston after Hurricane Harvey has hit. There's been a lot of news that has come out regarding the disaster that is. There is some good coming from this, at least in terms of relief, at least in terms from now Houston athlete Chris Paul, longtime face of Houston football, J.J. Watt, the Houston Rockets owner just donated $10 million, if I read correctly, right before we started this clip to Houston Aid and Relief. There is some ugly when it comes to why the Texas Rangers baseball team has screwed the Houston Astros. And there's some badass. So I'm gonna open you with a happy thing. Hit me. What happens in times of disasters? Usually communities find a way to at least come together.
The worst in Mother Nature brings out the best in human nature. Yes. Unless you're Joel Osteen.
Yeah, that guy sucks. Elements number 7 and number 8.
Real quick, we'll come back to Joel Osteen because that wasn't exactly as it was presented to be.
Interesting.
His
$10 million house
face.
was not exactly a $10 million house. It was a $9.95 million house.
Regardless, elements 7 and 8. Thank you, Jacory, though. Oh. I mean, first of all,
looks so fun.
Have you ever wanted to wakeboard down your hometown street?
Yeah, perhaps.
Be the best way to get to work.
In Scotland, that's how we get to places.
Is that? Oh, because it's always raining. Yeah. With the pickup trucks, I thought that was awesome.
There's no pickup trucks in the UK, by the way. No one drives big cars. That's the first thing that everyone says when they come to America. They're like, why is your car so big? Why do people elevate their cars when they have like a 76 Toyota? It doesn't make it look cool.
That's a big thing. People really slamming their cars to the ground or elevating them all the way up. At the very end of this clip, I'll tell you a good story. One last story from Vegas about trucks, and what I thought was had a shirt that said something about trucks. Was I very wrong? Now let's check in with J.J. Watt. This is element number 5. He had an update about his relief aid that he pledged to raise for Houston relief. I believe most of it's going to the American Red Cross.
Yeah, so that's a quick tangent on that. There's people out there that are a little hesitant at donating towards the American Red Cross. They feel like the overhead ends up making it not as much a benefit to those, but as for the organization itself. Now, I don't know the full logistics of it, but I'm going to read off quickly. There's an alternative that you can do. There's more local communities that are helping give back that you can definitely donate to, and I posted on my Instagram that you can donate to the Red Cross by texting Harvey. At 90999. But if that is not what you wanted to do, I also left a link in there, which is where you can follow. It's the Houston Community Foundation that is helping with relief as well. So there is other ways. But Jason, please continue.
Cool. Very cool. J.J. Watt?
Real quick update in between meetings here. $1.5 million goal crushed. Have raised the goal to $2 million. You guys are unbelievable. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that this money goes directly to the people, directly to the victims. Keep spreading the word, keep raising money. youcaring.com/JJWatt. Who knows where this can go? Who knows how much money we can raise? Thank you to everyone who supported. Thank you to everyone who spread the word. Please keep it up. Unbelievable. Houston, stay strong. We're thinking about you. We're with you. We're going to help you.
All right, and Jacory, go to element number 6. Let's see. I think it's more than 1.5. They're at 1.6 million. Chris Paul recently donated $50,000, and that's just the athletes of it. You can also see everyone who donated everything from $1 to $35 to whatever amount it is.
Incredible.
It is incredible, and I like seeing, especially the athletes get involved, and especially I think it's nice that Chris Paul donated the money. He just showed up in Houston to play this year.
Yeah.
And we've seen the likes of natural disasters hit. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of the hurricane.
Katrina?
Thank you. Katrina, thank you. Hurricane Katrina come and absolutely demolished the Superdome.
Yeah.
To which, when they started playing the Saints again back at the Superdome, they brought all that life with them, and it emotionally helped them win a championship.
Yeah.
There. So hey, man, Houston Rockets, Houston Astros, both teams look good. Houston Texans don't really have a great quarterback, so I don't really know. But the Houston Texans quarterback is named, if they don't start Deshaun Watson, Tom Savage. What a name.
What a
QB
name. The thing about Katrina was it kind of enlightened everyone to how ill-prepared people are for things that can happen, and the socio-economic status plays a huge role in who ends up being the worst off at this situation, and that's why I think that Harvey, although the victims at the moment are not as extreme as what they were with Katrina, it doesn't mean anything. You still need to prepare for things like this, because that thing that's the hoax by the Chinese is going to make places that you are not so familiar with in regards to natural disasters going to be a little bit more familiar with that. So that's kind of the way it happens, and it's not that everything's to do with climate change. You just need to be a little bit more prepared. But I do want to, I'm just sitting here on edge. I want to know Jacory's thoughts on why Joel Osteen is not a douchebag that benefits from not having to pay taxes and has almost 52 million, I believe, in non-paid taxes
because he
gets
does
to
it
keep
for
his
Jesus.
church.
Because the church itself bought, I believe, around 1,500 air mattresses, and
yeah, that's as a result of people pushing him to do that, mate. He never did that until people pushed him to do it. It was closed before that.
I mean, I think it's easy to say, like, you know, what's the right thing to do in a situation, but when you have an actual like crisis situation, you actually have to worry about housing like 1,500 people and how you're going to go about that. I think it's prudent to take a moment and have not open yourself up to be in a negative space and indirectly negatively affect the people you're trying to help inadvertently, you know?
Yeah, I understand that, and there was logic to be had when it came to ripping him straight away without giving him time to decide on what he wanted to do. He said, and it was quoted that wasn't able to host people coming in because there was a fear of more flooding, all while 5,000 people piled in to the convention center, which it was only supposed to hold 5,000, no, 6,000 people came in. So there were 1,000 people more in that area. So that's where it starts to become a sanitation issue. And you're looking for people who, on the basis of their fundamental ideology, are out there to help people. I'm not exactly getting on Joel Osteen because that's just an example. My problem is with churches and Christianity when it comes to selective information that they want to take. Oh, no, this is what Jesus would really want you to do, but it comes at a profit for them, and then it comes at a detriment for those that look to follow that ideology but don't get the benefits from it. So I'm not saying that him getting the mattresses to help people is not to be celebrated. My problem is the fact that it has to be pushed. It has to be reminded. People have to throw that morality in their face before they come forward and do something. And obviously I'm a little bit more triggered than people would expect on something like this. It's because I just did a video again on how people like white idiots that were out there who just abused a black teen are only getting held accountable after social outrage for things to do this. It shouldn't have to take people pushing someone like Joel Osteen who benefits from those that contribute to his ideology and what he sells as morality for him to go forth and do something.
The Astros and the Rangers. The Astros asked the Rangers if they can switch their home series because they were supposed to play in Houston and the hurricane hit and they're in the same division. So the Astros asked Texas Rangers, hey, could we, there's 6 more games between the teams. So they say, okay, we'll play these 3 games in Texas and then you'll come and play us in a month after all this stuff is gone. And the Texas Rangers said, no.
That is absurd.
But now don't get me wrong, same type of optics where a lot of people are jumping on the Texas Rangers. They're playing in a neutral location. They're playing in Tampa Bay. Good for the Tampa Bay Rays, by the way, for hosting all of that. It costs them money. I think they're all doing something to give back. I think part of the ticket sales are going to go to certain things. And the GM for the Texas Rangers at one point was talking about how the initial reaction was he didn't want to give the season ticket holders just make their tickets no good because of this immediate switch or take away somebody's tickets, which, I mean, terrible reasoning. But he later went on to say that, and he made this point that, for one, when they do have some of these games that they're hosting right now, a ton of the relief is going to, a ton of the money being raised is going to back to Houston. And it's not just the fact that they didn't want to switch. There's a competitive reason why they didn't want to switch. And they're thinking big picture in terms of winning a championship, but there are certain things that are bigger than sports, right? This probably falls into the category of, hey, assholes, just switch the series. But the competitive reasoning is if they switch that series, they end the season on a 12-game road trip, and the Texas Rangers are fighting for a playoff spot. So and the Astros are one of the best teams in baseball, if not the best team in baseball, definitely American League. So, so there's definitely the optics of, you really don't look so good, especially with Texas on the front of your jersey.
I know.
But there's a competitive reasoning to understand. It's just shitty. Maybe the Texas Rangers will open their ballpark to tons of people who want to come and
maybe so.
Stay.
I think we can all finally agree on who the worst people at all this. I know it's supposed to be positive, but who the best people are. The people that have been photographed like selling crates of water for like $45 and stuff like that. There's people that's actually doing that out in
Look, that
Texas
might be, that's just foreshadowing for like 50 years from now when we have no clean water. And
it's just like, it's just obscene.
somebody said too that gas prices could hit $5.
That's what happens. There's people that are getting, I think the gas prices in Houston was like $8 after the flood. And I think that they were according to the photos that I was seeing, they were selling bottles of like 12 water bottles for $40. What is this, Vegas?
Seriously though, oh my God.
What is this?
I didn't even get to my
airport?
story, but
Obscene.
we'll just cut it out.
Be good.
We'll cut it out and I'll just tell somebody later. Goodbye. We'll see you next time.